Hello and welcome to this video for today. Whether you're here for the first time or you're returning, hope you will enjoy. Hey guys, how's it going? Today in this episode we are talking about trading cards in Magic the Gathering. And I talked a little bit or a fair bit about this in one of my episodes, keeping to budget Magic and whatnot, being budget in Magic and whatnot, that sort of thing. I haven't quite completely covered the topic, but trading is very good. Trading, no matter what, you're gonna have cards eventually at one point or another that you just don't want. Now, whether you're trading those cards between you and your friend or whatnot, whatever, or somebody that you know, or you're trading those cards into a store, perhaps your local one, or you're trading it or into an online store, or you're, perhaps trading with somebody online or whatnot, whatever. Trading again is very, very good because again, you can get the cards that you want from somebody by taking cards out of decks or out of your collection that you have that you no longer want or no longer need or whatever, and can get the cards that you want, and as long as again you understand and are fine with trading up or trading down sometimes, as long as you get what you want out of the trade, it's all good. So that's the best thing about like trading, and a lot of people are very good about trading. There are some people and whatnot again that do take advantage of trades and whatnot and that sort of thing. So I would try to avoid trading sometimes, especially if you don't know the value of cards or whatnot, whatever, that sort of thing. So make sure that you don't get ripped off. That is the thing. But again, like if you're like trading, and I mentioned this before as well, if somebody says, look, I have a 51-cent card and you have a 49-cent card, as long as you're okay with the difference, and it doesn't matter what the difference is, because some people, no, it's 1 cent, no, I've got to find a 50-cent or 49-cent exactly card. That's it. No, I'm not going up or down 1 cent, no, or 2 cents or whatever it is. No. Again, some people are very picky about what they will accept as a trade, no matter what price it is. You can find that as silly as you want. I know that it does happen, and it has happened and will happen. So again, as long as you're okay with the price difference between any card and cards or whatnot, that's okay. As long as the trade is happening and that's what you actually want, as long as you go, okay, I have a $25 card. You have a whole bunch of 50 cent to 25 to 50 cent cards. I will give you this one card, which is worth $25 for all of your cards. Maybe it's not worth it, but I need these cards, and there's roughly enough of them to say, I'm getting my value out of what I'm trading you. So it's easier for me, again, to trade this one card for whatever, 50 whatever cards. Depends on what, again, and as long as the other person, again, is okay with that trade, everything is cool and peachy. Again, I would suggest that if you don't know the price, make sure that you sit down, you Google it, you look it up somewhere, find a site, find a place, use the same place for both card prices. Don't go on and go to Goldfish and then have somebody else and go, well, I'm using TCG Player. both of you use TCG Player or both of you use Goldfish or whatever it is, whatever site you decide to use, whether you go into a store or whatnot or whatever, make sure you're using the same pricing. Don't go by what, and unless it's like obvious sort of cards for the most part, because again, prices of cards will change. So sometimes I will say, oh, that's a $50 card. You know what? Right now, no, it's not. It's a $20 card because the price has changed because there has been a reprint of that card. So I'm used to it, or whatever the consensus of people in this case would be to say, well, that's a $50 card because that's what we've been used to. We've been used to that card. It's been $50 for so long that everyone's got that ingrained in their mind that that's what it's worth. So again, don't always go on, oh, that's what it's worth. It might not be, but again, it might become what it's worth again. So it can be a $50 value card or more, whatever, depends. Again, whatever, it doesn't matter what value someone chucks out at you. Always check the price at the time, even if the price will eventually go up. But remind people, especially with certain cards, hey, wait a minute, this is still going to go way back up. Especially like I have had problems sometimes with some people not wanting to pay me a fair price for a card, and I've said no. It's okay to say no. Remember that in your trades, sales, deals, whatever. It's okay to say no. So don't always, just trade away whatever for whatever if you're uncomfortable. Make sure you're comfortable with whatever trade. Even if you say to somebody, I don't know about this or whatever, it doesn't seem like, um, you know, I'm getting my money's worth or you're getting your money's. Again, you can like say that to somebody else. I've said that to people before as well, where I've gone, dude, you're giving me a $50 card, and I don't have $50 worth of cards here. But as long, again, as they go, no, look, I really, really want these cards and I really, really need these cards. So that is what I am willing to do. I am willing to trade this card or these cards, whatever, again, for the cards that I want. I just want these cards, and lo and behold, you happen to have them. It saves me time and energy and whatnot to get them or whatnot, whatever. So that means that I'm very happy to, negate some of that price in having to have gone look for them, shipping, whatnot, this other stuff, whatever. So again, some people will go, well, I value having them here and being able to go, this is what I want, this is what I want this, this, and this, put them in a pile, go, okay, what is the pile of cards worth? Okay, it's worth this much. All right, or the one card, whatever, again. So, again, trading is very good, but just be careful with it. Trading can hold issues and can cause problems and can cause fights and arguments and all sorts of things. That's why you've got to use the same website or the same source for your prices. And again, when you're trading, don't worry too much about I think like worrying about 1 or 2 cents or whatever is fairly irrelevant. But again, I understand that people go, well, I'm losing money. Yes, but 1 or 2 cents, that's whatever. If you really want and need this card for the deck that you want to play it in, you're not going to worry about 1 or 2 cents because it's going to be worth those few cents once it's in your deck or whatnot. So again, it's much more worth it in my mind to go, okay, this is fine with me. Again, if it is fine with you. Again, so make sure that it is fine with you. Don't go into these things, flying blind or whatever you want to say. Always go into a trade or into the final steps of a trade, rather, I guess, knowing the value of your card or cards, whatever, versus their value of card or cards. Again, and don't ever be like, well, no tradesies backsies or whatever sort of thing, because that does happen sometimes. If somebody wants to trade back, they change their mind. You can say, well, actually, I really still want to keep the card that you traded to me, but if you want to really trade the cards that you got back to me, then I will take them, and maybe you can find something else that I have, that you would want. It's a little bit hard sometimes with that sort of thing, but you might just say, hey, look, if you really want that one card back again, then perhaps you should try to buy it from the store. Trade in the cards that you got from me because they were roughly worth what that card was worth at the time. So again, you'll probably be able to get it. But again, still like looking at again everything that is going down. Make sure you don't again. This is more for newer players or whatnot, younger players advice, I guess. But again, make sure that if you have somebody that's perhaps older or not necessarily a parent or a guardian, doesn't have to be, but if you have the store owner or whatever, or somebody who's been playing for a while, oversee your trades to make sure that it's all fair and all cut and dry, and everyone walks away happy, just to make sure. Because again, some people forget that little step to go, are you okay with this? And hey, look, you've got a $5 difference here. Are you okay with this? Oh, I actually have a $5 difference? I didn't realize. I was okay with it before. Sometimes people will go, oh, I've got $5. Well, you know what? I want these 5 other cards. Sometimes that causes more problems. But again, for the most part, you don't want to rip people off from things. But if you go, well, you were okay with it before knowing that there was a $5 difference, but I just wanted to make sure that you knew that there was a $5 difference, hey, so that you're not getting ripped off. Again, it's a complicated thing sometimes, and again, when you trade your cards into a store, no matter where it is, whether it's your local store or whether it's a store online or whatever, you will get less than what that card is actually worth, because they've got to, put it into their inventory. They've got to package it and ship it and whatnot and all that sort of stuff, again, to make a profit. So they've got to buy it at a lower value than what that card would be. But again, you'll still at least get something for most of those cards, and all sales or whatnot to, especially online shops, aren't final. They aren't final until you've sent it and they've received it, essentially. So I've done this where I've sold a whole bunch of cards, and then somebody's gone, wait, why are you selling these cards for that? I'll buy them for twice that much or whatever. Oh, okay, cool, thank you. Saves me the trouble to have to ship them. But anyway, that does happen. So, again, when you buy cards, it's the same thing. If you buy cards with credit or whatnot, because you can, store credit is a great thing, and that's another way to quote-unquote trade cards. If you go, okay, I'm going to trade these cards, and I'm going to get store credit for them, and I will buy a card at a later date when maybe I've saved a little bit more money or whatever, up to get the card that I actually want or need. And again, as I sort of said before, your tastes and, whatnot, and times change and whatnot, and decks change. What you're going to want today or this week or this month or this year or whatever is going to change from next week to next month to next year or whatnot. you're going to get deeper and deeper into playing Magic as you go along. But even though I'm sort of pushing this more towards newer players again, it's still valuable little tips and tricks or whatnot sometimes for players who do this, and they kind of forget some of these little things that you do need to always consider when you're making trades and whatnot. But anyway, guys, hope you have found this video enjoyable. If you have, hope to see you in the next one. If you would like to further support the channel, you can go onto our Patreon. You can also get social with us on our Facebook. To follow all the updates, make sure you hit the like button. And on our Discord, to get into it, please leave a comment and I'll send you an invite. All links are in the description. I hope you have enjoyed this video here today, and if you have, please consider liking, sharing and subscribing, and I hope you will come back for another one. See you then.